Monkey 广播时间。
Why, hello there and welcome back to the Mandarin Monkey Podcast, episode 326.
第326集。
我是仔户。
好久不见，我是 Yula。
Oh, okay. You went with your name straight up.
不然他们会忘记我是谁啊。
I know. Welcome back to the Mandarin Monkey Podcast. Welcome back to you as well. Welcome back. It's been
2个礼拜
2 weeks exactly.
2个星期2周。
Yeah.
我现在很I'm used to say 星期礼拜周 together。因为大家都问说哈礼拜不是星期吗
？Yeah.
不是周吗？然后说呀，都可以，3个都可以，2个星期2个礼拜2周。
Yeah, that's the confusing thing.
对
Right, because I guess if you had the equivalent in English,
对
because you can use it for both day and week.
对
It's like me saying, how long are you to be? You say, I'm just going to go away for 1 week. Yeah. So how long? Yes, it's 1 week. What? Week? You can't define because it doesn't.
什么意思
So you can say
英文没有这个问题啊。
Huh? No, England doesn't. England doesn't. That's the point. If it did, it'd be so confusing to know. What do you mean a week or a day, or 2 weeks, 2 days?
Oh.
Do you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't work. But luckily, we define it.
是
But you can use either. So it should be like
对
星期 should be like a day. It couldn't.
星期
It shouldn't.
day
It shouldn't be. And 礼拜 shouldn't be day and a week. It should be
我懂
just a week.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
我懂
So in English, if we had that, we had one word for day and week.
我现在懂了，因为你说 day 跟 week I was like 什么意思
Yeah.
So 星期一 Monday is 星期一
Yeah.
So you think the 星期 and 星期一 is week and day 这样吗
So 星期 and 星期 yeah, exactly. Yeah.
了解anyways 在中文我们有3个字
Yeah.
You can use
Yeah, there's 3. There's 3 of them.
而且你还会要知道就是3个字你都要知道很烫是不是
Yeah, very hot. Very
好
hot.
烫的茶
I didn't mean to do that.
对所以在中文的话如果你想要说 week or Monday, Tuesday days of the week 你需要知道星期礼拜周因为大家可能会说不一样的字然后你都要知道是什么意思
你可以说礼拜一吗？
可以啊
Yeah.
周一也可以
礼拜一
对星期一
礼拜一这是我的意思
对而且我觉得在台湾好像很多人我们习惯用星期跟礼拜我自己喜欢礼拜
我会说礼拜
你会说礼
For
拜
week
对
星期 for day 我会说星期一星期二星期三
你需要 to separate 是吗
Yeah, I need
需要
to.
OK
Yeah, because you do too. It's about 上下文 That's the 问题 isn't it? I need to separate in my head because I'm like I know definitively that for me 星期 is day. It's the day of the week.
了解
And then yeah, 2个礼拜 would be
2 weeks
2 weeks as opposed to saying like 2 days. I realize that wouldn't be the correct sort of grammatically, but you know what I'm saying?
对啊那周的话我觉得没有那么的 common Not so common 周but 但是比如说在新闻上啊或是在电视上啊他们会比较常说周
Joe? Okay,
对
really?
他们会比较常在电视上听到
Yeah.
周这个字来1周2周或周一周二
Yeah. So what tell me like just you know on this topic tell me about but firstly I just want to say straight off the bat mandarinmonkey.com there are lessons we have teachers we work for a platform Mandarin Monkey great way to learn Mandarin get yourself a teacher go to mandarinmonkey.com also download the app Mandarin Monkey podcast app you'll find it it's blue thing there's a monkey in it and you get loads of content and stuff anyway why have we been off for 2 weeks
因为孩子们学校放假然后又是复活节
for Easter.
对所以我们就有2个礼拜的长假这个 I think 这个很像台湾的春节like spring holiday 春节然后我们的春节比较短我们春节
Sure, yeah.
对比较短没有到2个礼拜啦
I don't think we talked about 英国的学生 like 很幸运
非常的
because they get breaks all the time And this is the thing about teachers. And by the way, 责任, so I respect teachers. Because they have a lot of responsibility, right?
谢谢.
Not much as you, but like
what?
no.
什么意思?
Okay, 我会解释 because
好痛.
No, because teachers in schools
好
不一样.
对了.
Like because you're a teacher but you're online.
是
right? And
不需要管很多
and mainly 大人 mainly adults. 就是不一样.
对.
Right? 2, you don't get holiday. You don't, as an online teacher, you don't get holidays. You just work when you work. Teachers do, right? So they operate on the same timeline as the students. So when it's half term, they're off. Right? They may have marking to do and some stuff to catch up on and whatever, but they're generally off.
休息
Summer, 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Off, like 2 months off. And then they're back to work, right?
对.
Students, too many breaks. Now, I respect them because being a teacher is hard.
真的.
Also, 谢谢你 for putting up with those little buggers for that long. 30 of them, whatever, in a class
真的.
every day of the week. No thanks.
For you.
And struggling to teach people like 数学. Okay, 我是数学老师，我需要教你数学。你要知道吗？你要学吗？不，你像他们要学吗？他们真的不喜欢，真的不要。So you have to force them to learn a thing they don't want to learn.
你现在说的是你的孩子比较大一点的，对不对？
Yeah.
来，你在致用的时候，
Yeah.
你的学生他们根本就不想要在教室里面
I think
学英文。
对啊，如果他们是 like 长大一点 like they're maybe 13岁 and they've made the 决定了 about like 哪一个 subject 他们喜不喜欢，
对
like 科学数学 or 英文 whatever the subject is 历史 they'll basically like 只有一个而已 or maybe 2个然后他们会 ignore all the others and they'll hate it like I did. I enjoyed 科学 a bit. I pissed my science teacher off a lot.
因为你想问他问题。
Yeah, 很多问题，太多问题。Which is kind of the point in 科学 anyway. But,
是啊。
But maths, I could basically just sleep. If she'd let me, I would have slept. Right? And most of other, like history was kind of interesting. 科学 drama.
哦，你喜欢戏剧
Yeah, drama, pretty much. Those 3 kind of things. But anyway, all the rest of the stuff, the maths teacher must have just had, 28 out of the 30 students 真的不喜欢。
有可能。
他的课。Even at, at school, I had it when I was teaching at school in Taiwan even. I was teaching, 15 or, 15 to 18-year-olds. 75% of that class
他们不想
they don't want to learn. They don't want to be there to learn.
对
So you have to force something they people who don't want to learn. At least when you teach people who want to learn 中文 right? 如果你要学习中文 there you go.
我在这儿
Yeah.
对，所以为什么老师他们要一直不断的 improve themselves， 就是要让他们的教学的技术就是更进步，就是他们想要要 entertain 他的学生嘛，对不对？
Yeah.
那我觉得小朋友他们比较容易 engage， 因为你可以跟他们玩游戏啊，或是想一些比较好玩的数学的内容，他们会比较容易就我喜欢玩这样子。
Well, 你的意思是 like a 很玩的老师，
好玩的老师
like a 好玩 yeah.
对
And they don't really, they're not common. And 我会解释为什么我想
我的数学老师也不太好玩。
Right. So and 我会解释 when 他们开始的时候他们好玩，他们真的喜欢他们的工作，他们有 like 想象，他们有梦想我要 like 变得最好的数学的老师right? 但是 fast forward like 2, 3, 5 years, 10 years, the kids have just beaten the soul out of them. And they're like
有可能
Imagine you come into, it's like being beaten down. Imagine going to work and you had this exact 体验
有啊
When you taught like students English,
对啊
right,
对啊
online,
对啊
中国人 it doesn't. I mean, they were just
他们就是
Mandarin
说
speakers.
对说中文的孩子
Yeah. Mandarin speakers who you know from China mainly
是
who wanted to no, they didn't want to. They were being forced by their parents to learn English. They didn't want to be there at all.
真的
So every day you had basically no, they weren't listening, they didn't care, they weren't paying attention.
对啊
You spent time like 准备你的
我的
备课
对备课
你的备课 and 他们不管他们在乎
不在乎
不在乎
很棒
Yeah. And it beat you. You know, a couple of months later, whatever it was, it beat you.
真的
Take
真的
that
会
times by years of 数学, people just
Yeah.
not wanting to. That's why you get 那个数学的老师, not just 数学, but I mean maths teachers. It's a bunch, right?
对
Most
很多的
teachers get
老
it.
师对啊
It's the ones that, who are the happiest PE teachers?
也是有学生不喜欢体育啊
What a体育老师 was a gunman.
我的体育老师很臭
真的
我告诉你了吗
Oh yeah.
他是从某个国家来的
Yeah.
我不能说那个国家
Yeah.
因为有点 offensive 但是他是从某个国家来的他的身体好臭
Yeah.
他真的就是好臭然后我长大以后我就知道就是这是大家对这个国家的一个stereotype 就是他们就是身体的味道很浓很重
Yeah.
只是他们自己天生的 they were born that way
Smelly.
对所以我以前很不喜欢体育因为它实在是太臭了
Yeah.
对啊
Well, I hope I hope this is a good way to start the conversation, I guess. Talking about 老师
真的当老师很辛苦啦而且当老师
Yeah, really.
你真的要有很多的热忱很多的那个 passion
你需要热情
对很多的热忱很多的热情你才可以就是继续做这份工作不然的话真的有时候学生他们很累或是不想学习的时候真的会让你觉得很痛苦
对啊
真的
Being in Taiwan and doing that opened my eyes to something I didn't want to do. 你知道吗意思吗
我懂
Like I thought
你的学生的那个年纪他们的 age 真的比较难因为他们刚好就
I
是
picked
在
the
一个
hardest age.
对 rebellious
Yeah,
age
yeah.
所以他们就是很想要 challenge 很想要挑战你
对啊
对啊
I mean they're like you know they're initially very surprised now like 我是外国人但是 that surprise wears off real quick after they got used to you and then they just become themselves again. They're not behaved anymore. And they're exploding with hormones and
对
anger and happiness and sadness and just confusion. And yeah, and 他们不 you know, 他们不要学英文真的 But anyway, I mean, so respect to teachers for sure for teaching our little troublemakers. I mean, and ultimately what's going to happen is, you know, you're such an important part. 老师 there's such a 很重要的 part, 部分 I don't know if that's right, of 我们的生活我们的孩子的生活 because, you know, they see mostly two people or 老师跟他们的父母 are the obviously the people they see most throughout their life.
对啊
And, well, you know, especially if they're a young life, excuse me, they'll see their teacher for the first 11, 12 years or whatever.
对差不多18 20年在台湾
Yeah, and that's the ages where they're forming, you know, and this kind of stuff. 但是 like I spoke to this about the other night in bed, I said to you, when you're 20 in your 20s, you don't realize you're living in a bubble.
真的
And it snapped with me just when I saw that. I had to watch the video a couple of times. It was a simple video. It's just a woman standing there and the caption read, and she was going, oh, I get it now. It was just a sound thing. And it was saying, oh, I get it now. It was only like 10 seconds. And the caption read, now I'm 30 or something like that. And hanging out with 3 23-year-olds for 2 hours. I now realize what they said when they said your frontal cortex or your frontal lobe or something doesn't develop properly until after 26, 27. Like something happens to you after that age and you suddenly go, dump, huh. and you're into like another reality, like you're
你会在两个不一样的世界
yeah
right 就是会觉得我的世界在20岁的时候你会觉得我的世界很棒啊，我就每天上课啊，我可以见我的男朋友，然后跟我的朋友去吃饭，我们去逛街看电影，我很棒啊。然后但是 maybe 那个 bubble 就是在 pop 的时候是你遇到你去工作 maybe 你去公司工作，然后你的老板给你很多 lessons
yeah
说你知道你已经不是20岁25岁的孩子了，你已经是大人了，
This is the thing
你有很多的责任了，在那个时候你的泡泡就噗噗噗这就爆了，然后你就发现
Do you think
我来到了一个不一样的世界。
Do you think having kids popped your bubble earlier? Do you think having kids made that happen sooner for you, or do you think that recently you having now reached the age 54 now that you've reached your age, do you feel like something's changed mentally, or have you had that moment yet where it's like a snap, you're like, I'm not who I was, like I'm not that person anymore. That's not who I was. I'm this person now.
对，
Have you had that?
我第一次我的 bubble pop 的时候是跟你在一起嘛，我们见面然后结婚，那时候是第一次嘛。
Yeah.
你就会发现我的生活不是只有读书，不是只有工作，我还有我的男朋友，我的老公这样。可是如果是生小孩我觉得我在生 Kyrie 的那时候我没有感觉耶，我的泡泡没有 popped。那时候因为我们都还在学习，我在学习怎么当妈妈嘛，太忙了，我觉得那时候是太忙太累，然后有很多的事情就是要照顾这么小的一个 baby， 你就会没有那个时间去想你的 bubble。
You don't have time to come, yeah, because you got to look after this little thing, yeah.
对，我觉得是在他去上 kindergarten 去上幼稚园的时候
2 years old?
对然后他就开始我不要去上课，在那个时候你记得吗？我们骑摩托车
Yeah.
然后我在摩托车上面哭
Yeah.
我觉得好对不起你我觉得是在那个时候我的泡泡，
你的意思是他吗？不是我。对不起你说了。你的意思是 Kyrie 吗？
我很对不起 Kyrie， 就觉得为什么我要把他放在一个他不喜欢的地方，然后他一直哭，我要妈咪，我要妈咪，好像是在那个时候我的 bubble 又 popped， 我的泡泡又 popped。 现在你不管，
现在不管Max 现在就 take him
快去没有啦，现在就是看到他们哭还是会有一点难过啦。
Yeah.
对啊，但是
可是是第一个孩子，
对，就是在他2岁的时候，我的 bubble 就又 popped。
Yeah.
对啊，然后现在就觉得还好。现在我的泡泡是安全的泡泡，就是我现在在我的城堡里面，我告诉你嘛 I'm in the castle now.
Yes, 是我们的房子，
这是我感觉到很安全的地方。And maybe someday in the future 我会觉得又爆了，不知道为什么。I hope it doesn't.
No, I mean what I'm saying is like it's not like I mean the feeling of safety will move because we're not safe here forever. We don't own it. So it's not ours forever. Like it can be moved. Not by we're not in control of it necessarily. That's the problem for the house. But we'll find somewhere else and we'll, but
是啊，我觉得可能我自己 expect 我自己想，可能在我们的爸爸妈妈他们走了以后，那 maybe 那是另外一个泡泡 popped 的时候，我觉得。
Yeah, that will definitely be another one. Yeah, because I've heard there's a realization when you realize that now I'm the next one.
对
Like I'm next in line now.
对啊
to this and
你会有更多的责任，因为 maybe 现在你有一些困难，你有一些 difficulties， 你可以去找爸爸，我可以找妈妈。但是如果真的有一天他们走了以后，我们就没有了，我们要自己 we're on our own.
Yes, that's it.
这是另外一个，我觉得是另外一个世界。
只有我们跟 Google.
对。
but you know, ChatGPT,
yeah.
That's so true. And you know, I heard that thing, and I told you this before. I saw all at the funeral. Someone has to not cry.
对
and be the person, like the support person, I've been told, to now lean on, because that would have previously been my father. To lean on him, and he'd be there.
He's the 他是那个肛门脸的人。
Yeah, bum hop it. You know, just trying to stiff up a lip it. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that isn't going to be 我的姐姐. So she doesn't handle things very well. So that will be a test of everything, I think, for that. I mean, not to bring the mood down.
No, but 我觉得这是一个很好的，就是你要准备啊。
Yeah, but you're right. There will be a pow pow, a pow pow pow, a bubble pop at that point for sure. But what I'm saying is there is a natural one that happens to you, and I didn't know when it happened to me.
你没有吗?
No. There's been certain periods of my life, like when I was 17, I was having a beer, and I literally said the sentence. I was drunk, obviously, to my friend who was also very drunk. I said the sentence, I think if I got hit by a car, I'd be all right. Yeah, I'll be fine.
为什么？所以你在那时候你觉得你死了没有关系是吗？
No. I thought at that point I was invincible. Literally. Nothing.
You were invisible.
Invincible. Nothing could hurt me.
Oh.
I'm basically a superhero. Oh. You know, I'm a superhero. I was drunk at the time, but like I'm basically invulnerable. Nothing can hurt me. I'm young. I can do anything. I wasn't bothered by flying on planes, roller coasters, like height. No, I was all right. I was fine. Like whatever. Yeah, cool. Do it. Bang, something pop. I don't know when it was, but suddenly, this is before I stopped drinking, obviously. I had a drink, and then I woke up the next day and I felt terrible. Like 宿醉. The hangover.
Yeah, we call it 宿醉.
But like suddenly your body just goes, no, this is not, you're not young. You're not as young anymore. It don't feel so good. And everyone who drinks will understand that. And around about that time I gave up. It was like my early 20s even when I gave up drinking. And same with, and then it popped again. But I'm not sure when it was. I got on a plane and never having been bothered by them. And thinking, I've read a lot of stories about these planes going down, going missing, you know, getting hijacked.
你开始害怕了.
Yeah. The engines, you know, but what if one sort of bolt, you know, what if a bird flies into the end? I never cared. Funny thing is, on the way to Taiwan, didn't care.
真的? 可是那时候你的
On the way back, cared. So in between then, and that was that was early 30s. I was 28 when I moved to Taiwan.
所以为什么你知道吗？是因为你去台湾那时候，你在英国的生活不太好，你想要改变嘛，对不对？
Yeah.
在那时候你第一次来台湾的时候，
Yeah.
是因为你想改变你的生活，
Yeah.
然后你那时候生活不是太好，所以你没有太多的感觉。
那但是我不想就是 like 我不想就是 like a 生活 like a moving country or like something that happened to me. I think it's age. And like a development thing, a brain development thing. There's something that just goes pump. Now you're a complete adult. And now you're thinking completely rationally. Like you've got a clear head. I know that sounds really weird to people and very maybe patronizing to people, younger people, but like it's an odd feel. I can't describe it. I'm going to Google it after this.
因为你有这个感觉，要么就是第一个你就是说你成熟了 ，you became mature， 所以你知道你开始害怕不好的事情发生。
Yeah.
第二个是你觉得你身边没有重要的人会为你难过，来你没有那时候没有老婆，那时候没有孩子，
Yeah.
你觉得就是我一个人嘛。所以你会觉得比较轻松。So anything happened, it happened. 是这种感觉吗？
That's like wisdom. isn't it? Like, so it's like there's two things. Like I think when you're young,
我觉得是
naive is like
I'm just on my own. 我是一个人，我去旅行， like 这种很挑战的那种生活。
Yeah.
你是哪一个 ？Which one？ 在那个时候，你来台湾的时候
，When I first got to Taiwan, it's great.
就是开心的，你很兴奋。
I was just like, just her being there's like freedom. I was like, I was in a country. I don't know anyone. I'm on my. It's just great. I like.
好奇怪
not anyone. When I walk down the street, I will recognize no one. No one will say hi to me because I don't know anyone.
你知道你这样很奇怪吗？
为什么？
因为如果我一个人来到英国，我不认识，
你很害怕，
我会很害怕
Yeah, 但是
你是很享受那种感觉。
Oh, it's so good. But the 就是体验。And just the way some like if you were to, I think you've now flown, and I know you're scared because you're still scared to get in the car. But and drive anywhere further, than the supermarket. But
不要讲我的秘密。
Oh, so it doesn't need the秘密吗？ The I think if you had to go and get on a plane back to Taiwan, you could do it on your own. You wouldn't want to. You'd want me to be there.
对。
But I think you could do it. Like if I dropped you off at the airport and you had to go,
一定可以啦，一定。
I think you could find and you'd be fine.
我就问人嘛，
就是体验。
我要去哪里？告诉我要去哪里。
Yeah, I help you. 我会帮你。
对。
But you'd ask them as well, and it's pretty simple. You get there, you check in.
对。很多人就是你的个性是不一样，很多人是很独立的，因为 independent。很多人是比较依赖型的 ，like me， 我比较需要有人在我旁边。我才会对我才会觉得安全。可是我知道我可以独立。
Don't do that.
我知道我可以独立，只是说我会比较希望有人在我旁边，让我感到安全。
Yeah, it makes you feel safe. Yeah, of course. I get that. I think there's two things like you were saying. You made an interesting point. When you're younger, you don't need so much of it because you can do anything basically.
对。
When you're older though, like my mum's age, you also have a feeling. Obviously, you can feel alone and you can feel sad and everything else, but there's also a degree of wisdom that you have because you've lived life and you think, well, what's going to happen? I know what's going to happen because I've said, this thing's happened before. And, when you're young, you get a letter and it says, oh, you got to do this. And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to go to prison. Am I going to go to jail? Am I going to do it? Whatever it is. You know what I mean? But when you're old, you're like, yeah, I've had these things done. Where have I got to fly? Okay, well, we just do that or just not do that. I think there's a degree of, don't worry about it. With what the Baba, there's a reassurance. When he talks. Well, if that happens, we'll just do this thing. But we'll get through it. It's all right. Whereas I'll be more prone to like, yeah, but I mean, if this thing happens, then I won't be able to do this, and that's obviously going to stop this thing, and that is.
对，在我们的脑海里永远都是最糟糕的。
Yeah,
it's the worst.
Yeah, it always is in the head. It's 10 times worse, right?
对啊，可是我不知道那种你说。Reassurance?
Yeah, reassurance to like make you feel better.
对，我不知道那个 reassurance 是好的还是不好的。
Okay.
因为我要说是不是因为我喜欢那种让你安心的感觉。我喜欢就是让你知道说你不用担心事情都会好的。那个感觉是好的，就是你会觉得 OK， 我现在很安全，没关系。但是不好的事是你会很容易 become passive， 就是会觉得没关系啦，反正it will fixed。
但是你像 like 他们的生活很好玩吗？
谁
？like the 很放松的人。
Yeah, like homeless people.
那不是就是 like
什么？
就是很放松的人。Yeah, just that they're really relaxed. Like 没关系 ，those people. 你像他们的生活很好吗？
我不知道。
Or you think it's disorganized and like
对，我不知道。我是比较 I'm like 如果真的有事情有问题了，我需要讨论，然后我需要想办法。就是我不要你告诉我 everything is gonna be okay， 但是我要你坐下来，然后我们来讨论这个问题，然后我们开始计划我们要做什么。 对，我会觉得那个 reassurance 是让我有一种 like 我 become passive， 会让我 become 比较消极一点的来源，我觉得。
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there's good and bad about both. Right, like you're saying. I think the people
有好有坏
don't worry probably have a more obviously a more relaxed outlook on life.
对啊
And they'll just things will happen and then they'll deal with them when they happen. Whereas people who plan will already have dealt with it in their head, but they'll have the 压力
是啊
and the dancing because they'll deal with it. And I think that's more us
对
than not. I think, and the problem is we're both like that, I think. But I think probably you more so than me, although you don't really plan, you just worry.
I do plan 什么意思
No, like I don't mean like your lessons and stuff, but I mean it's like if we have like a 欠的问题 or something like a bill coming up or something like that, it's just like we don't discuss the options. It's more like just worrying about it. And
对啊，我们是有计划的呀。
现在我们有。
对啊，我们是有计划的。
Yeah.
我有啊。
你有吗？你有一个吗？
我有计划。
OK， 好啊。
干嘛这样？好像说的我，你才喝酒
drunk, yeah.
你才醉嘞。
Talking about drink.
Yeah.
You gonna drink those Guinnesses?
那是你的。
They're just sitting there, aren't they, forever? Anyway, welcome to the Mandarin Monkey Podcast. By the way, if you want to go to mandarinmonkey.com, you can. Grab a lesson. Download the app. It's free lessons, by the way. 30 minutes free. You can even get Eula, because Eula's time's on there occasionally. So you can always grab Eula for a chat as well if you fancy it.
对啊。
Jane, I hope you're enjoying your run as well. She messaged us this morning and said, hey, where's the podcast? I'm having a sad run.
对啊。
And because 今天是星期五，
今天是星期五
instead of 星期一 because we've changed the recording day.
没错，因为我要上课，所以我们星期一广播的时间我要上课，所以我们就改到星期五了。
Yeah, and we released 2 ruhas yesterday, or Eula did, didn't you?
我们一起，对啊。
And you're doing a more shorts work now.
试试看。
You're trying out the old YouTube shorts as well.
对，试试看。Editing 真的是不是一个简单的工作，就是你看大家你在那边滑那个 shorts， 你会觉得啊，就是很简单的影片。你看就1秒 like 1 second 你就看完了这样，可是你在做你在拍然后你在编辑然后真的把它放到 YouTube 上面的时候，那个过程的 process 不简单呢。
是 but it's worth it if you put together a good video.
对啊。
Also it's great learning for you, I think.
对啊，然后我现在因为我感觉我是一个 newbie， 所以还有很多东西我要进步。
It's great.
我需要再加油。
Best way to do it, let me tell you, is copy. It's the most sincere. 不知道不好意思，就是很难的英文，但是 it's the most sincere, the sincerest form of flattery is copying someone. So if someone copies you, actually, it's a form of compliment because they're saying, "Oh, your stuff's really good. I'm going to copy it."
对啊。
So find people you like, find the edits that you like, and think, and then copy them, and then learn.
对啊，所以我现在正在学习怎么编辑做一个 shorts，然后希望你们喜欢咯。
对啊。
好，我们要讲那个我们看过的 Netflix 2个
Oh my god
台湾的犯罪故事。
我们看完 like the Taiwan true crime stories, didn't we?
对 ，true crime story.
We skipped the last one.
中间
we skipped the one before the middle one, the 孩子的 one.
对，那个我觉得有点不太适合我。Anything about kids.
It made you feel uncomfortable.
对，会让我觉得很不舒服。可是我觉得那是一个，因为我知道他那个是在讲 about bullying 的，在讲霸凌这件事情，还有小朋友之间的 peer effect。所以我不知道为什么我就不喜欢。
你不知道
我就是不喜欢。
Well, we skipped that one, but we moved on to what was the last one? 你记得吗？
我有点不太记得了，但是他们都是跟来家人有关系的。
What was the last one though? Tell me the
他有3个故事嘛
？Yeah，
对不对？他有3个故事。4个吗
？I think so. I think the first one was the train one. The train accident, 火车的 accident.
对
And the guys who were derailing trains.
是
The second one was dude.
我不记得了。 我只记得现在我们看的那一个。
Then the third one.
对
the second one was Song Rang-yi, the famous hitman who killed the Jia family or something.
对对OK 就是一个他算是一个家庭的一个保镖，一个 bodyguard， 然后后来他的老板的全家人都死掉了，但不是他杀的。
I mean, he killed a lot of people though.
对，然后最后在故事的最后，他其实是杀了老板的那一个。然后他们就在讲一些感情也是感情的 related 的故事啦，就是这个 bodyguard， 然后跟这个记者就是那个 the whole family 的一个小孩。He survived， 他生存了，然后就在开始讲说他们是怎么发现like each other 他们彼此的秘密，这样。对。
And then
然后他们有帮助彼此。就是去找到底是谁。
You can't really explain.
对，我没办法，
spoiling the story.
他们有一起合作，然后去找到底是谁杀了他们全家人。但是在最后，这个 bodyguard 他也是被杀了，被警察杀了。那叫什么？那叫什么？英文我不会说，就是他们就枪决。就是 the policemen need to kill him because of his crime.
It's he was sentenced to death. He was on death row.
对啦。
Death row. Is it? Yeah. He's sentenced to death. Executed. Yeah, whatever.
Executed.
He's going to be executed.
是。
He's on death row.
对啊。
How many different ways can I now think of it? Yeah.
对，反正最后他就死了这样子。对，所以然后第三个就是那个孩子的故事。
No, and then the fourth one was something else.
对，第四个
I can't remember what it was.
我也不记得了。
That's how good it was.
可是我觉得看这些故事会发现，就是台湾的那个电视跟电影，就是有慢慢的在比较 like stay away from just romance 的感觉。就是没有那么多我爱你你爱我的那种故事，或是 office love 这种故事。对。
And it's great that we found a couple of stories that were not that, which is great.
对啊，然后你也听了很多台语。
That's the only thing. Although in this new one, not so much.
在新的没有。
This is more like mainstream. It seems a bit like a higher budget. It's a bigger production, and their script is better. Like it's, well, I say better. It's not bad having Taiyu, but it's confusing.
是有一点。对啊，在第一个Taiwanese Truth Crime Stories 有蛮多台语，但是这一个 Copycat。The
Copycat Killer.
Copycat Killer 它就没有很多。I think it's just like 5%有台语，只是说
just not a lot.
真的没有很多。但是我的想法，我的感觉是，就是他们拍电影的技术真的有进步。
Yes.
对，可是唯一一个缺点是你在看电影的时候 ，in any language， 你在看电影的时候
，it was the drug guy with the fingers he cut off. He cut the fingers off the guy.
什么
It was the military police killed a kid. The military killed a kid. And then the drug guy, they cut his fingers off. And he went to find his brother who was a soldier. 你记得吗？
有，
And then
我记得了。
He got blamed. The soldier got blamed for the killing of the kid.
对。
And then
对啦。
你记得吗？
现在我记得了。
That was number 4.
That's number 4.
Sorry.
第四个。
Totally just interrupted, but I had to. It just went.
叮，想到了。
That was the fourth story.
对。
That was okay.
对，第一个还好，但是我觉得有点奇怪，是他们把4个犯罪故事放在一起，因为它是总共有12集嘛，然后一个故事就有3集。所以他把4个故事放在一起，会让我有点没有办法 connect too well.
No.
对，不过这有点像是那个叫什么？以前有一部英文的电影，它是叫 Mistake 8 or Something 8，它就是有很多的故事放在一起的。
你
记得吗？Mirror 8是不是？
我记得 they all like loved you. They will feel each other. They could all feel each other.
对，那个它是很多故
And
事
there were some suggestive scenes in that.
对，它有很多的故事放在同一个电影里面。
Like when one had sex with the other one.
对
They'd all feel it. They'd all feel it, right?
对。
It was like regulate or something or like. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
对，就是他们把很多不一样的故事就放在一个电视影集里面。
Yeah, they're not. But they're not connected.
没有。
I mean, I think there was.
我觉得这有点奇怪，我有点不太习惯这样子的。
Yeah, there was actually in most of those episodes there was a mention of the other episodes in the episode.
有吗？
Yeah, but they were only small. It was like in what I noticed in one of the scenes in whichever one it was playing. I think it was on the TV of you know the kid with the pawn shop, the dad who owned that pawn shop with the videos. He was playing on the TV with his friends a documentary or something that was talking about the hitman, the killer, the Hitman Guy, Wrong E or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
On the TV.
Right.
As it was panning, as the camera was going past, they were watching a documentary about that hitman. It's like that little thing.
小小的
But it wasn't connected. It didn't connect the stories. But there was like a But anyway, sorry.
对啊
Going past that. Copycat killer.
Copycat killer. 对，我要讲的是什么？
我不喜欢他们的脸。
你不喜欢他们的脸
Yeah.
真的吗？可是你觉得他们这些演员的那个表演的技术怎么样？他们的技术？
Well, okay. So for me, in this one, it's filmed a lot better, way better. This one is compared to the Taiwan true crime stories. I like that Wrong E crime story one. I think that was quite well done, actually. The acting was good.
我觉得那个故事很好。
Yeah, I think that was good.
对
The this Copycat Killer though is more like a movie. It went up another level. The actors are good in it generally. I'm not a fan. Like, for example, the killer guy.
哪一个 DJ 吗
Yeah. Okay, spoilers.
怎样？
你刚刚告诉他们。
因为不是只有他，还有别人呢。
No, 是他。
还有别人呢。
Okay, so him. 我不喜欢他的脸。I mean, and that's probably a good choice. Because he's the kid, he's a killer guy.
就是你让你讨厌他
Yeah. He annoys you. But like it's like, okay. And then his friend.
也不好。你是说他看起来不好看是吗？因为我觉得他
很烦的脸。
很烦的脸，你很坏。
The main guy, the main guy, detective / lawyer / judge guy.
Yeah.
Whose job I still don't understand.
他的英文是什么
？Prosecutor.
Yeah,
but that mainly means like a lawyer who is prosecuting a criminal.
但是他又是警察，他会去找谁杀了谁，这样，他会去找中间的故事。
Prosecutor 是律师，但是他不是他的工作 to investigate like a crime.
对啊
It's to get the police do that investigation. They give him the evidence. And then he'll go through the evidence, and then
我在想他是不是因为是一个 group leader， 因为他们当你在看到一个很重要的 case 的时候，
对，但是这是
你通常会去
detective. That's a detective. So he's like a detective. Anyway, him, I don't mind his face. I'm kind of like in between. I don't really understand. I can't really decide 决定如果他是很帅还是很丑。
他们当然就是因为这个故事其实是在1990年，就是这个故事它被设定在1990年，所以在那个时候他们头发都是这样啊，大家的男生的头发都很长嘛，对不对？
Yeah.
所以
I don't know whether
他是帅的啦。
He's also you think so?
在 in real life 他是帅的。
Okay, but I mean his hair, whatever. But I mean, the way he looks, I'm like, I'm not sure whether you're attractive or not. I can't really put him. That's not a bad thing about the story. He's a good actor, actually. I mean, his character is 很难过 a lot of the time.
对啊。
And that's a bit annoying. But that's not really about the bad writing. I think it's a good show. I've enjoyed it. And now They kind of got me because it's on episodes, but the case itself, the main case is solved at the end of episode 6.
对，不要讲太多。
But they have, I know, but I'm trying not to. But they have 3 more episodes, and I was like, so what are these possibly gonna?
对
And then this new thing's come up, and I'm like,
对
okay, all right, bring me in. What's up?
又更刺激。
Yeah.
它是 go like up and down 这样，
Yeah.
让你有时候就很惊讶又有什么东西。
Yeah. Now I don't know yet. 我不知道为什么他有女朋友，他不是他的女朋友， and 为什么他的鼻子很大。But
她也是一个很漂亮的演员。
I don't think so. I think the girl who works for the news station is prettier than her.
真的哦，我觉得他们有不一样漂亮的脸。
The news anchor.
但是你不喜欢短头发啊？
No, 不喜欢. But I yeah, on some faces it works though. Some faces it works with shorter hair, some it doesn't. My preference is longer hair. But I'm not saying I want to marry her. I just
对没有，就是你的 prefer 的脸。
Yeah, so for example, the woman who reads the news. She's pretty.
哦，你觉得她漂亮？
Yeah. Compared to Big Nose,
是
she's way prettier.
真的哦？
Way prettier.
我喜欢大鼻子那个脸。
She looks like an owl.
没有好吗？她是真的漂亮。我觉得她有点混血，你是对的，我觉得。但是我找她的资料的时候，她不是，她是真的台湾人。
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. But I mean, it's an interest. It's interesting because it's not usual. It's unusual nose.
我 maybe 是手术啊。
Maybe.
对啊，有可能是手术。
Maybe 是. But no. Anyway, so the characters. Anyway, it's a good show. I suggest everyone go and watch it. It's called The Copycat Killer. It's Zhongwan. You'll learn a bunch of Zhongwan if you want to listen. I've heard. What do they say? Holian. 他的名字 they say because I don't use this word ever, prosecutor, but they say
是吗？郭晓琪的警察的名字叫郭晓琪。
Yeah, but the guy who works for him, the guy who's like, I'm going to go
大超
I make it, 大超
我的爸爸 which one? Is it
你的爸爸吗？
the 爸爸
No.
不是他 OK
His
大
name,
超
yes, younger.
勇哥
No, not younger. The his helper,
对
the young
大
guy.
超
He calls the prosecutor
是
something.
对
It's like Mr. Huo, but it's not Huo Shenzhen. He says like Huolian or Huoliao or something like that.
有吗？
Yeah, it's like saying prosecutor Huo, but real quick, and I never catch it.
哦，郭警官
No, it's literally Huo something
OK 啊，
because it's like Huolian.
因为我都在
Huoliao, no, not A.
我都在听他们的中文，我都没有在看英文的字幕，
Yeah.
所以我不知道活脸那
Huolian, Huoliao or something. There's Huoli, but even you don't know some of the words because there's a lot of like legal words in it. That was a bunch of legal
对
stuff.
他们在讲就是说这个人的手是谁的
Yeah,
然后
yeah.
他们在办案的时候他们会讲很多
Yeah.
专有的名词，对啊。可是我要讲到就是因为你刚刚讲到嘛，就是检警就是那个警察郭晓琪，他很难过的一个 character 是因为在台湾的电视他们非常喜欢有故事的人。
Yeah.
就 it's like 那个什么，在美国有一个电视剧，他们就是让大家去表演嘛。然后在他们表演以前会就是 play 一个 video， 就是告诉大家他们的故事是什么。Normally 他们的故事都是有一点点难过的。
Sure.
Like 他们看不到，然后他们弹钢琴，
Yeah,
这些人
yeah.
他们是喜欢，就是他们是有故事的。所以这个检察官这个郭晓琪呢，他也是背后有故事，就是说为什么他要工作这么辛苦，为什么他要帮助这些女生找出 the truth 的真相。
Yeah.
所以为什么他会一直看起来就是很难过，然后很 down 的一个个性，就是因为大家要听他的故事。
And that's what.
对啊
And that's what's happening now, isn't it?
I think it's finished, no? 因为他跟他的 I think 叔叔吧，还是舅舅
Yeah, well, it was me. It was me.
对啊，就是那一集那个 episode 就是告诉大家为什么他就是总是这么辛苦的工作，然后都不休息，然后
They spent I noticed in that show, they spent a long time building character into these people, like, and a lot of sadness. And the music is used a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Why? She's not a bad person, right? And all this kind of stuff. And and they spend I think probably too long making us care about the people getting killed, which is good and bad. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like he built up Yonga and his was it Yutong?
对，童妹
Is it Tong?
她的名字是雨桐
Yutong, yeah.
对，但是大家叫她童妹
Yeah, building her up and him up and all this kind of stuff. And then they just, I can't really say, but then they sort of moved on from the story and they're doing other things. And now it was like building up another person. Like, well, okay, who do we care about now again? Do you know what I mean? Like the first one was who was the first one? The old man and his granddaughter?
对吗？对，好像是
Something like that. And they build him up and him doing things and his granddaughter and their relationship and when they were younger and we spent like half an hour learning about all that.
对啊
And then, she got taken and blah, blah, blah. And then he disappeared into the thing. And then another character comes on. Sad music. Let's learn about their sad lives. I'm a bad dad. I'm a rebellious daughter. And then who's next? Oh, now it's the prosecutor's turn. Oh, it was 是我的错。
不过到最后他们还是故事都有关系的。
Yeah, you see, well, I hope they do. I hope we're going to find out.
对啊。
And what's Big Nose's thing then?
Huh?
Why is Big Nose in it?
她是姐姐啊。而且她是一个很有名的女演员，所以她就是比较重要一点。Although 她的 role， 她的角色没有很重要，但是因为她太有名。
我猜她的关系是因为她是的获的prosecutors
郭晓琪
的女朋友 and this is his 关系 to the brother who was connected to the killer, who was connected to the whatever. That's how the writers connected. Like, we have to make sure that the prosecutor guy is connected somehow to all the murders, and it's all linked up so that the story makes all sense.
而且一定要有 like even though 是一个 crime story， 是一个犯罪故事，但是还是要有感情。They still need relationships somehow. So 所以姐姐也很重要。
I've been surprised pleasantly. Like I've been happy to learn. There hasn't really been any of that.
对
And I'm glad about that because I don't care.
有一点点啦，有一点点来那个记者的 journalist， 他喜欢郭晓琪吗
They were just flirting though. I don't mean like going out to dinner and breaking up and cheating on each other. And there's none of that shit. It's just, it's just a little bit of flirting. That's fine.
是关心 like concern like 你怎么样啊？你好吗？你头痛吗？然后给他药啊。
But you think, I see that as character building. Like they're building the character. Oh, she cares about him. Okay, cool. Because then that means now if something happens to her, he's going to get upset about it. The main character. Or something happens to him, she's going to, it's going to affect her. That makes sense. But you don't need this is a killing. This is like a crime story. It doesn't
不需要很多爱的感觉。
Unless Big Nose gets taken. Unless she gets taken. In which case...
有可能。
Yeah, but you still don't need sex scenes. You don't need take me out to dinner. You don't need, you cheated on me, I miss you. Stuff, really. You don't need a lot of it.
没有。
But yeah, no, I like it. I think it's good. I'd definitely recommend go and have a look.
对啊，而且我发现就是就算连他们的我们在讲语言这一块好了，就是他们的中文真的也用的还蛮 deep， 就是还蛮深的。对
I hope they make more.
对啊，不太有那种比较 casual way to 的中文。你觉得呢？就是你有听他们说中文吗？
Yeah, 我听，但是the thing is this, like if you're learning 中文 it's great to get 中文 input. Of course. And you should mix it up. right? And you should find things that you enjoy. And this is why Peppa Pig is a problem for learners because it's boring. Yeah, it's a good introduction if you're starting out because it's simpler language. If you jump straight into this, you're not going to understand most of it.
哇，你会学到很多 swearing words.
Yeah, but the thing is,
现在你发现不是只有干，还有操。
Yeah, I learned 操 because the good thing about this is, I don't know, I'm just trying to think like YouTube are not going to pick up on that, are they?
不要。
Oh, they don't care about it anyway. You just have to mark it. But this is not for kids. So the swearing was great. Love the swearing. Just because it opened my eyes. You don't really swear. It's not part of our general life. I do swear quite a lot, but in Ingwen, but not in Zhongwen. But you will hear the occasional "cao" now from here, from the office.
是
the occasional, yeah.
从你的办公室来吗？
Yeah. So what was I going to say? Oh, swearing. Yeah. No, so the Dongwon, the problem is with this is that with dramas and crime stories and this kind of stuff, they don't slow down at all. Obviously, they're speaking natural speed. To put this into perspective, Yula's Dongwon is very good.
谢谢。
She is in fact a native speaker of Mandarin as a mother tongue. And even she sometimes has to go, what do you say? Right? When it comes to certain things.
To be fair to me, 他们有时候都在 mumbling.
No, I know he does.
他们讲话都是
he mumbles and he speaks very quickly and he uses legal language and like and other things like doctors speak and all this kind of stuff. Well, for him it's legal language mainly, but then there's people who are doing autopsies talking about injuries and hematoglobinisms and whatever happens to people's heads. And it's difficult. So you're not going to pick up on that stuff, but you'll get the ebbs and flows of the general conversations and stuff. You'll pick up a few mingbais and a couple of taos and a 你可以 and 是 and 不是 and that kind of stuff. And that'll be cool. And you can read the subtitles and just absorb. As long as you're sort of getting the input, it's good. Yeah. I mean, would I recommend it as a lesson? No.
No, 太难了.
It's not for that. It's too difficult.
我觉得这是一个很好，就是让你知道来电视圈的 TV industry culture， 我觉得这是好的。你可以学到就是台湾人喜欢看什么故事。
Yeah.
然后以及你也可以认识很多演员啊，来你在 Netflix 上面你可以看到很多一样的脸，一样的演员的脸，你就会知道哦，这是台湾有名的演员 obviously 因为他在很多地方出现。
Yeah.
你就可以认识这些演员。
I'm really glad that they seem to be doing more outside of, and I'm pretty sure they know it. Which is why they're doing it, right? The industry in Taiwan, film industry, must know the most of the stuff is romance.
是啦.
And they must be thinking, and it must be budget, right? It's cheaper to make a romance story because the scenes are just outside and between a couple of actors than it is to make a crime thing where you have to have car crashes and murders and blood everywhere or sci-fi when there's graphics and those kind of stuff.
对，我们还没有看过台湾的 sci-fi 电影，对不对？
No, there isn't one.
没有科幻电影。
So, well, I mean, On Children, but that still wasn't a sci-fi. That was more a drama.
对，
like a weird science drama.
我觉得有啦，只是说这些技术都放在鬼 on spirit.
Yeah.
Like 假的 like 你看到你就哦 okay 这是很假的。
That's another, yeah, you're right. There's the ghost stories. There's horror stories. I mean, but I want to see, Squid Game. I want to see that kind of creativity coming out of Taiwan. And big multi-million dollar type movies. I realize it's not a very big country and, they probably don't have the massive studios you need. But I want to see more coming out of there because, because I enjoy it.
Right, so 我们就继续看吧。就是如果 Netflix 上面有什么任何台湾的电视或是电影的话，我们就介绍给大家。
Yeah, 对啊。Well, I mean, I think we didn't talk about anything we wanted to talk about anyway. This, did we?
Well, 电視劇我覺得也就差不多。
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Anyway, we're back. You're back. We hope you're having an amazing weekend.
周末 我们周末我们有7个 hangout， 所以如果你想要来参加我们的 hangouts，go to 我们的 mandarinmonkey.com website， 你可以看到许多 hangout 的主题 topics， 我们玩游戏 and we have topic discussion, we have book club for you.
7 hangouts a week, every weekend, and it's $15 a month. So what you get 4 times 7, that's like 28 of those bad boys every month for $15. That's nuts.
Yum yum.
How do we do it? I don't know. Why do we do it? To help you learn. All right, woman, 爱你们。
爱你们，下次见，拜拜。
拜拜。